Hello, I'm Dano, and I'd just like to take an opportunity to encourage anyone who might be facing an obstacle in their life or some kind of situation in your life that you view as and you see, and all you can come to mind, the only thing that comes to mind is this is impossible. This will never happen. That, I don't know about you, but I enjoy the Mission Impossible movies. Tom Cruise, you know, the guy, and then he goes out and he does the thing nobody else can do, and he gets it through. Well, I had my own little Mission Impossible, okay? I had two young children, 10 and 11. Just to give you a little background on me, you know, I'm in my mid-40s. I only have a high school education, some college, and I work a labor skill job, okay? That doesn't pay the greatest. I didn't always take care of my credit, you know, but I was facing some really high odds, and yet through some discipline, through some, you know, wisdom, I was able to improve my credit, and I was able to get to a point where it looked like I had a possibility of purchasing a house and maybe even getting into a rental or something of this sort. Well, it turns out after I turned over every rock I could think of, and I dealt with the realtors, and I went everywhere I could imagine, there was nothing out there in the market for me. And so I sought prayer with God. I went into the quiet place, and I prayed to Jesus, and I was just like, man, why are you holding this house for me, man? I really need a place to live for me and my kids. And what I heard at that time was, you know what, now's not the time. And I went back and I shared that with my family, and I said, you know, now's not the time. We will pursue this later. Well, about 4 months later, I was at church with my children, and my son was misbehaving a little bit, so we got up and we left early, and we went to Taco Bell, of all places. And an old friend that I saw, that I only knew for a short time, happened to be there, and he looked right at me. And his question was very striking. He said, have you found a house yet? And I said, no, I have not. And then he said he had one, and he was willing to offer me this house. He asked me how much I was willing to, how much I could afford on a monthly payment. I said about $700 a month. He said, well, what price range were you looking at? And I said, about $100,000. And this man went ahead and made this offer to me, and we have signed a contract, a rent-to-own contract. And to me, this was completely and utterly God doing the impossible. This was just Jesus pouring out his love in my life. He is known as the great provider. And here he had provided the impossible to someone as simple and as ordinary as me. Of course, he doesn't see anybody simple and ordinary. That's my words. But he sees us as a treasure in the field. And he just loves to provide. He loves to just go beyond and do the impossible in our lives. And I just wanted to share that testimony with you. If you're struggling with anything at all in any area of your life and you're thinking this is impossible, then I would just encourage you to just give Jesus the chance to pray to him and just ask him for help and wisdom in that place. And I guarantee he will show up.